Hey, what's going on guys? It's Vid here. Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video, I'm here to talk all about this, Apple Vision Pro. And I've been using the Apple Vision Pro for the past few days now, and I have a lot of things to talk about, so let's not waste any more time and dive right in. Before we start unboxing the Apple Vision Pro, let's take a look at the box itself. Right in the front, you're going to see a picture of the Vision Pro, and this is just like every other Apple device where when you buy an Apple device, the box is always going to have that device right on the front. And then moving over to the side of the box, we see Apple Vision Pro as well as this easy open pull tab. And the pull tab is because Apple wants to eliminate plastic from most of their packaging. We've seen this start first with the iPhone boxes a few years ago, and now it's on all of the devices. Okay guys, so this is the moment that everyone's been waiting for. It's finally time to unbox. Let's move it over to the side, and we're going to open up that easy open pull tab. Now flipping it over to the left side, let's open up the other pull tab. Okay guys, it's time for the moment of truth. Let's lift up the box so we can see what's inside. And right as we lift the lid, we're going to see our Apple Vision Pro right on top. This one is going to have the Solo Knit Band pre-attached, and I really like this. I find it looks really clean and it's really easy to adjust. But let's take a look at the device in a bit. Let's also take some time to take a look at some of the accessories that are going to be in the box. First, we're going to have our polishing cloth. Now, we'll set this one aside because it's not anything special. We've all seen Apple polishing cloths before. The next item in the box is going to be our Apple Light Seal. Now, this is to ensure that no light escapes into the Apple Vision Pro when looking into it and gives us the most immersive experience possible. The next item we got is our Vision Pro user manual. Now, I don't think I'm ever going to open this because every time I buy an Apple product, I usually just turn it on and try it out and learn about it as I use it, so definitely not going to need this. Now, the next compartment is going to be that dual loop band that I've been telling you about, so let's open that up right now, and this is what it looks like, and I'm honestly not really a fan. I don't think it looks as clean as the Solo Knit Band, so I'm just going to put this aside and probably never use it. And then lastly, we got our power accessories. The first thing you might be wondering, what is this thing I'm holding right here? This is the battery pack, and this is what powers the Apple Vision Pro. Now, the Vision Pro does not have an internal battery, and this battery does not last as long as it's only advertised for 2 to 3 hours. But we're going to try that out, and we're going to see whether it stands up to their claims or not. And the next two accessories we're going to find is an Apple USB-C charging cord, which honestly I don't think I'm going to use this because I have plenty of USB-C chargers. And then there's also a 30-watt USB-C charger right here. Like, this one is enough to charge the Apple Vision Pro battery. However, there have been some other videos out there that have shown that the Vision Pro battery can charge at higher wattages, and because of that, I don't think I'm going to be using this charger either. But yeah, that's all that we have in the Apple Vision Pro box, and now that we have it out of the box, it's time to take it out for a spin. Here's our quick look at the battery pack. We have a USB-C port for charging and this port right here which connects to the device. Now, I have seen other videos where people have tried removing it. I don't think I'm going to try it, and apparently this port is supposed to look very similar to that of the Lightning connector. The first thing that I notice when I use this device is the level of immersion. Now, you currently can't see this, but I have multiple windows open as I speak right now, and this allows me to be really dialed in when it comes to working on any task. I can even max out the immersion when I enter one of the many virtual environments, but if I'm being totally honest, I'm a bigger fan of just the standard view where I can add items right onto my screen and right in front of me. One of my favorite things that I've done is that I've set up multiple apps across my room to build multiple virtual spaces. For example, I have my work set up at my desk with a few pages open so I could really focus on things like content creation and productivity. And then when I'm in my bed, I have HBO Max and YouTube open so I can relax. And in my living room, I have the mindfulness app so that I can unwind. And I also do notice that I use Siri a lot more on the Vision Pro, but that doesn't really say much because I don't really use Siri to begin with. And the fact that I can be surrounded by these apps, I can touch them, I can move them around and resize them in real time, all with zero latency, this is opening up a whole new way I can interact with technology like never before. Going off the general productivity improvements as well as the immersion, Another use case that I see for Apple Vision Pro is that it can help out a lot as a content creator. I've already noticed some good improvements in my own workflow. Now, it's not the best way to spend $3,500. I think that you should spend that money on other items like a high-spec editing computer or a dedicated camera with some good lenses. But this has allowed me to work in different ways that I wouldn't have been able to do so in the past. When I'm away from my desk, I'd always bring my iPad because that would allow me to have a second display when I'm away, but this has given me a lot more flexibility because I can expand my Mac display and have buttery smooth experience with absolutely no latency between Vision Pro and the mirrored Mac display, but I can have way more apps than compared to just using the Mac and the iPad, and I think that is very beneficial as I like to multitask a lot, and having more apps allows me to multitask easier. As a software engineer, I think that the Apple Vision Pro, although not the best tool, definitely can add some value to the workflow. I can use it to mirror my Mac display where I can have a large window with my IDE open right in front of me. And then I could also have multiple Safari tabs around me for apps like ChatGPT and Stack Overflow, as well as just pulling up some documentation. I could also have my Notes app onto the side and also have my music playing all at the same time. And I think it's going to be a really cool experience. One app that I really liked, and I think a lot of engineers can take full advantage of this, is Jigspace. I was messing around with the F1 car, and I found this really cool. I was able to sit inside the car and have a feel of how it would be in real life. And another demo I really liked was the jet engine demo. I was able to pull apart all the parts and really understand the inner workings of the jet engine way better than I would have if I was just reading some documentation. Now, it's not going to replace actual hands-on experience, but for many people, it's probably the most hands-on that they can get for a while. Now let's move on to the comfort of Apple Vision Pro, and I find that this device is not uncomfortable, but it's also not the most comfortable either. It is pretty heavy on your head due to the metal and glass design, and since most of the sensors and components are in the front part of this device, you're going to find that it is very front heavy. Now you can mitigate that a little bit by having this dual loop band, which provides over-the-top head support as well. However, I do like the Solo Knit Band better, and whenever I need to show it to some friends or peers, I always will present it with the Solo Knit Band. I personally don't use this device for long periods of time, but I find that if you're using it for at least an hour or more, your eyes are going to start getting strained, and they're definitely going to get strained if you're using it consistently for 2 or more hours, which I honestly think that if you're using this, you definitely want to take breaks, especially because of how stressing it can be on your eyes. And in addition to that, the displays are very close to your eyes, which is going to cause a lot more strain than your typical phone or laptop display. My one gripe that I have about this device is that the integration with some Apple devices is not the best experience. It does a great job of integrating with the Mac, and I use a lot of those Mac integration features, and they've improved my productivity a lot. However, I can't really say the same about this with the iPhone. When I need to answer a notification on my phone, I think that it's not really the most intuitive experience, as when I try looking at my screen through the Vision Pro, it does look a bit fuzzy and not as high clarity as I expected it to be. But in addition, I find that it's really inconvenient that this device does not mirror your iPhone notifications, and I wish that was a feature, and I hope that's coming in the future. And I also find that I have to manually enter my passcode when I'm trying to use my phone while I have this on. So I do wish there was a way that the Optic ID could be used to unlock the iPhone while wearing it, and I hope that's added to the future, but if I'm being completely honest, I don't think it's really a bad experience. I do wish it was better. So everybody is wondering, what is my final verdict? Well, I want to put it as tomorrow's tech available today, and this is definitely the future. I think that spatial computing definitely has a lot of potential, and it's going to have even more potential with new software updates and new apps that are going to be released over time. And I think that the Apple Vision Pro definitely has way more potential compared to other apps like the Meta Quest. I also do think that some users are able to take advantage of the device ecosystem today. However, if you're buying this, you're more so buying it because you want to invest in the future of Apple's spatial computing platform. And I personally don't think I'm going to keep this, but I most likely will be buying a future device like the Apple Vision Pro 2 or the Apple Vision Pro 3, or even a smaller device if that is released. But I still do really like this, and I'm really hopeful for what Apple's going to bring out in the future. Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. I hope you guys found this very helpful. Now, if you guys like this video and you want to see more content like this in the future, you know what to do. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. That's all I got for today. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.